He says, this question is for you all. We saw Kaido see a handful of people he thinks is worthy enough to fight him. Looking at those persons, it's likely they could beat him. Now, we didn't see Mihawk, who is the world's strongest swordsman. Is that Kaido saying Mihawk couldn't beat him, or is it he just didn't fight Mihawk to know? Keep up the good work, guys. We'll start with Lawrence.
I appreciate the question. It's something we all thought about this too, because there's certain people there that are not on the list, like you mentioned, like Mihawk, Garp, Big Mom. And it's a good question, like, is Kaido just talking about people he's personally faced, or is it just in general? I went into more of these are people that he's actually encountered and fought. We know he fought Odin, right? How could I think he not fought Whitebeard? And he had even a mini skirmish with Shanks, right? So you can kind of believe, like, evidence kind of shows that he went to at least battle or a little skirmish or some type of conversation with them all, and they shown, or Kaido read or saw or, like, you know, sensed it with his hockey, that these people could probably fight me. Or these people can fight me or have a chance to, like, give me the fight I want or possibly taking me out. I believe Mihawk's not there because, not that he's not because he's older than Shanks, but I don't think he came across him because I think Mihawk is shown to be crazy active, and mostly he kind of fights swordsmen, you know? Why would, Shanks, he's a Yonko. He reached that status, so most Yonkos are going to have interactions or certain clashes with other Yonko. Mihawk doesn't fit that category where he's not a Yonko, but also Kaido's not a swordsman himself. So why would he be fighting? Like, even, for example, to bring this point home is when Whitebeard was at the war, Mihawk goes, let me test myself against the world's strongest man. He's saying that now, so it's like, did you not face Whitebeard beforehand? So it's probably similar with Kaido.
Okay. What about you, Seb?
And I'll try to keep this short. I agree with Lawrence for the most part. I just don't think he's ever come across him. I don't think they've ever had a real interaction for Kaido to just give him the stamp that he gave those other people. Because those people had, like, a major impact in his life. His former captain, the Pirate King, Whitebeard, the strongest man, Odin, the man who scarred him, and Shanks. Don't know yet, but it's probably his only, like, contemporary that he believes could actually beat him or could potentially beat him. So, like, with Mihawk, I just don't think they've ever had an engagement. I don't think they've ever had a meeting. They've never clashed. They've never fought. And Kaido's just not the type to give somebody that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Shanks had to earn that. Odin had to earn that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Roger Rock's Whitebeard, that comes with the territory. But, like, they had to earn that stamp. As Luffy, when he cracked them, he thought of them. You know what I mean? So, like, he's starting to, as you can see with Luffy now, he's starting to earn that stamp. Like, even if it goes the way that Kaido wants and 15 years from now some other kid's coming up and he's thinking, Luffy would probably show up in that bubble.
Yeah.
He's just having an interaction with him. He never had that with Mihawk. So that's my thought process.
Yeah, I agree with Sebastian a little bit more than I do you, Lawrence. And my only rebuttal is because he didn't consider Big Mom a part of that, and they interacted.
Yeah.
So for me to think that Big Mom isn't in that group of people, you know how I think of Big Mom. Like, she has the capabilities, and she was stronger than Luffy was when Luffy was fighting Kaido at that point in time, when Kaido recognized him as these fellow companions that could probably dish out, you know, or be able to damage him in some way. And we know Big Mom can do that, and was able to do that when Luffy was at that stage of the fight. So for her not to be included in that thought process for Kaido either means it's more of a sibling relationship that they have where they wouldn't want to do that to each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Big Mom is definitely a part of that for me.
Or sexism.
Could be sexism.
Honestly, man.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. But overall, thank you for that question, Jaheim.